One Pan-African network. A growing community of universities. One bold goal: to improve outcomes for 1.1 million students across Africa by 2030. The Education Collaborative brings higher education institutions together to share best practices in work, strengthening teaching and learning, university leadership, student services, innovation, and entrepreneurship. Yet across a continent as diverse as Africa, one approach cannot work everywhere.
The Education Collaborative so far has engaged over 400 universities and higher education institutions and organizations across Africa since our inception. We currently have over 50 member institutions in the network. And even though there's a lot of similarity across the continent, there's also a lot of diversity, and we recognize this. A model that works excellently in Lomé, that same model may not apply equally in Lusaka.
Today, the Education Collaborative operationalizes its vision through 3 regional hubs: East Africa, West Africa, and Southern Africa. The West Africa Hub brings together institutions from Ghana, Nigeria, Togo, Côte d'Ivoire, Burkina Faso, Cameroon, and Sierra Leone to lead shared priorities and drive the hub's strategy.
The hub's thematic areas have been gleaned from the Education Collaborative's focal areas. We focus on key pressing areas in the higher education space. So we focus mainly on faculty development and research, ethics and leadership, career and employability, entrepreneurship development, student services, and we also have a key goal on membership growth and development.
Since launching in 2022, first at Pan Atlantic University and now hosted at Covenant University, what has the hub made possible across the region?
The first was to establish trust amongst all the vice chancellors and top leadership across the institutions in Nigeria. Luckily, we were also joined by Ashesi, and that provided a platform for us to build friendship and also trust. Once we crossed that path, we did not see ourselves as competitors anymore. We saw ourselves as collaborators with the same agenda. So it was a very friendly situation. And the first couple of years, we built that partnership, relationship, trust building, and it just changed everything for us.
The hub has grown from 9 member institutions in 2022 to 32 member institutions in 2026. And over this period, we have reached over 200,000 students across our private and public member institutions.
In Nigeria, the Pan Atlantic University Careers Office, in partnership with the Education Collaborative, organized career strategy workshops for 9 institutions, expanding opportunities for students across the network.
We came together to get our hands dirty on strategies to improve employability of our graduates. At the end of the 2 days, the participants are expected to have actionable career plan for 1 year. This 1-year plan will be reviewed every 3 months. At the end of the 1 year, we hope that universities will have put structures in place to improve employability of their graduates.
At Ho Technical University in Ghana, stories of applied learning and exponential growth are unfolding.
In 2024, we took part in the convening in Nigeria, and just after that, there was a call for proposals, and so we were able to put a proposal in place towards the hosting of a career fair in the university. And so luckily, we were able to win the grant to organize a career fair. Prior to the hosting of the career fair, we had a training workshop on CV writing for some of the students, the final year students. And then the career fair actual, we had about 20 organizations which participated. Over 560 students took part. A part of our industrial attachment application processes through the training, we now have it online, and so we don't do manual again.
Based on our engagement with the collaborative, we every semester, apart from the annual work plan that we develop, we also get mentorship. We have been assured of mentorship for everything that we want to do from the collaborative.
At the 2024 West Africa Hub convening, Mr. Bashir, founder of the Innovation Hub at the Limkokwin University, Sierra Leone, connected with peers across the region and organized Limkokwin's first career fair. In October 2024, nearly 700 students met employers and explored new career pathways. Today, Limkokwin is strengthening career services and expanding opportunities for its students.
Another key thing that the West Africa Hub focused on was providing empirical insight into values-driven higher education within the sub-region.
We achieved a very significant milestone, which is to say, what does an ethical campus really mean in Africa? And so we're able to conduct a study which has been published of what an ethical campus should be in the African context.
The study, produced in partnership with the University of Ghana, is titled Towards Ethical Universities in West Africa.
This has given us deep insight into how higher education institutions in the sub-region approach values-driven education. Under the Faculty Development and Research focal area, one of the key strategic goals for the Hub has been to promote intra-Africa mobility. What we came up with was the Learning Exchange Initiative. And under this initiative, we're working to ensure that there's more South-to-South collaborations among our faculties, our administrators, and our executive leaders in the Hub. So far, we've had 20 exchanges that have been completed, and this has been done across 18 institutions in the network. And through these exchanges, there have been improvements in curriculum, research projects or initiatives have been initiated, and also there have been that peer-to-peer deepening of engagement across the network. The Hub has also facilitated students' leadership exchanges, where we've connected student leaders across 10 institutions in the network. Student leaders actually learn from each other best practices and key things that they could do with regard to improving our general goal of raising students that are ethical, entrepreneurial, and employable.
I've been involved in the Education Collaborative Student Leaders Program. We had a student exchange. We went through the GVV course and some online sessions and discussions over 4 modules. The June convening in 2025, and they wanted to get the students' voice in. So 4 student leaders from across the continent were invited to speak on their student stories and to contribute to the conversation. Some of my key takeaways are how only student leaders who are at the top are being developed, which leaves a huge gap because all students are the people who are going to bring solutions to Africa. It's not just the 16 students who are in the SRC. And another takeaway was maybe we need to rethink how SRCs are being trained. Student governance are being trained and focus on governance more than event planning.
Across West Africa's Anglophone and Francophone institutions, the Hub is creating new opportunities for collaboration, gradually removing linguistic barriers.
The challenge for us was, how are we going to be able to communicate in both languages? That challenge, we turned it upside down and said, why can't the Anglophone participants learn French? And so we started since last year to teach everybody French online. And so today I could say, je m'appelle Banki, j'habite à Lagos, je vais, and so on and so forth.
One key thing that we have also done is hosting our very first bilingual convening, implementing real-time interpretation for our programs to ensure that there's inclusivity.
In the early stages of the hub, the technical committee helped to shape the framework. They help in identifying priority areas, and they help in supporting institutions by aligning their initiatives with the goals of the collaborative.
The strategic and technical committees that govern the regional hubs have been central to the growth and expansion of the regional hubs, and also to deepen member engagement in the regions. I want to say a very big thank you to the leaders that have led this effort over the years for West Africa region, for East Africa region, and currently for Southern Africa region.
The leadership vision of the new hub host would be looking at the following priorities: ensuring full onboarding of members. The university will ensure that student and staff mobility is encouraged. We will drive intra-regional research collaborations, and we will encourage new membership, especially from the Francophone institutions in the sub-region.
As we continue to grow, we invite institutions that are not yet members of the Education Collaborative to join us in this transformative agenda as we continue to impact graduate outcomes for over 1 million students across Sub-Saharan Africa by 2030.
Well done, everybody. We've done well so far, but there's a whole lot more that we're going to do. Get ready.